Hello, my name is Bren, and what I want to achieve today is give a quick tip on how to get extended life out of the 2010 pinion bearings. What we've found is the standard bearings after about 1 hour will normally expel some of the grease through centrifugal force. So this tip helps lubricate the bearings further and extends their life dramatically. To lubricate them, I either use the hoodie bearing grease or any lithium based grease which is available through the motor trade. The method I'm about to show you can be used for both the 2 bearing and the new 3 bearing design pinion and bearing assemblies. What I'll do firstly is put the first actual bearing onto the pinion assembly as seen. I will now pack this face of the bearing with grease. Quite a substantial amount of grease is used because it helps fill the void for when the bearing spacer goes in place. The spacer now going on. The remainder of the void can be filled with grease, again as shown, leaving it proud so once the bearing goes on and is pushed together, the grease again will expel knowing you've filled the majority or all the void with grease. Any excess can be removed, and this part is now realistically ready. What we have found is this face of the bearing can sometimes actually get dust into it, which has been known to cause some problems. So what I do is I've packed this area again with grease because it will form a small seal against the inside of the bulkhead assembly. Again, a reasonable amount of grease will go on. So what I've found is when the actual bearing assembly goes in and the grease expels through centrifugal force, some of the grease actually now starts to work its way through into the pins of the actual drive shaft or CVD assembly. This helps lubricate it and again will extend its life. Now what I do is put the whole assembly into the diff bulkhead and push down and push it together. As I now squeeze it in, you can see any of the excess grease will start to expel in this area, again forming the seal and help lubricate the whole assembly. The 3 small screws can now be inserted into the places to actually secure the bearings and the whole assembly in place. You'll find it is reasonably stiff to actually turn at this point, but after a 5-minute run this will start to free up. The grease will work its way through the bearings, keeping them well lubricated, and what I've found in the conditions that I race in the UK, this method will give me roughly about 8 hours, probably more, of life through for a set of bearings. But all we do recommend is these bearings be removed regularly, every sort of 2 to 3 hours, and be repacked with grease in the method shown to get a good extended life out of them. Well, that's me done for today. Enjoy your racing, and until next time, goodbye.